Hi everyone. Welcome to Home Security Non-Voice Campaign Training. So non-voice because you will not going to use your own voice. However, you will use an avatar to serve as your voice the whole dialing time. So next is an introduction recorded message coming from Sir Franklin McCann. And please listen.
Hello, everybody. My name is Franklin. I'm going to be introducing you to the program. I'm going to share some of my experiences. I've been in the call center industry for over 20 years. I've been offshoring for over 8 years. I've seen hundreds of centers, thousands of agents. So I'm going to share with you what I've collected that works, what I've seen centers and agents be successful with, and hopefully you utilize that and we get there together. So you guys are doing what's called lead gen or lead generation, and it's the first step in our long process. Everything that we do starts with you. So we can't close an order, we can't install an order, customer service doesn't matter, funding doesn't matter if it doesn't come from you first. Literally, you guys will touch everything that we do before anybody else does. So your job is very, 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 very important. And this is the alarm program. So we're selling home security. We're selling safety. So as long as people need ambulances, as long as people need police officers, as long as people need fire trucks, and they want to protect their home and their family, we're going to have jobs forever. Those things will never go away. Those needs will never go away. So our program was here long before I ever came around, before I was even born. And this program will be here long before all of us leave this earth. So this is one of those programs where it's not going to go in and out. It's consistent and it's forever. Okay? Now, everything, like I said, starts with you, the agents. And I'm sure all of you guys were handpicked from all your centers, and I'm sure there was tons of applicants to choose from, and I'm sure you guys were the best of the best of the best. Now, teamwork makes the dream work, guys. This right here isn't going to work if only one or two of you are successful. Everybody has to be successful. So we got to pick each other up. You got to ask questions. We have a complete staff here for you. So if you have any questions, you have any issues, you have trouble logging in, whatever the case is, we're here to help you. All we need you to do, stay positive and help the next man. Never get frustrated, never get discouraged. Make sure that we're picking each other up. All right, guys. Well, I want to say welcome, and we look forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you.
Okay, so that was an introduction coming from Sir Frank. And I have these videos. So these videos are just a set of examples for you to have an idea of what kind of alarm system are we offering to the homeowners or to our customers. So please make time to watch these videos. Maybe you could give 20 minutes, and you can um, post the video first and go back here after you watch the videos. And next, just give you an introductory about our company. We are Usglobal International LLC, and we're based from Florida in the USA. So it has been in the industry for 8 strong years and constantly looking for new growth and opportunities, of course. So the company have been expanding over the years and achieves success with integrity and by striving for excellence every day. So home security overview. So according to alarm system report, over 2 million home burglaries are reported in the United States each year, and on average, a burglary of a home in the US occurs every 13 seconds or about 4 burglaries a minute. So that's 240 an hour and nearly 6,000 a day. So according to an FBI report, 58.3% of burglaries in the United States involve forcible entry. A typical burglary lasts for about 8 to 12 minutes, and an average burglar will break into a home within 60 seconds. So it's very alarming. That's why they really need to have an alarm system in their homes. So it's not a want anymore, but rather a necessity, as you can see. So what are the advantages of having home security system in their home? First, it could give them fire protection because it has an alarm, smoke detector, and then medical protection, of course. You could also have their medical pendant. It will help you. It will help elderly people to just press the medical pendant, and then the paramedics will come over to their house or will come over to the area in which the elderly are in need of help. And of course, a sense of comfort. You could always leave your house with comfort because you know that your house is very well protected with the alarm system. And remote monitoring, with the new technology right now, you could always monitor your alarm system even if you're not at home, even if you're at work or at vacation or anywhere else. And then, of course, it's wireless home security system. That's the advantages of the technology right now. And of course, most importantly, it will give you peace of mind. So wherever you are, if even if you're not at home, you're away from home, you're away from your family, you could always have peace of mind because you know that they are well protected and safe. So these are the advantages of having home security system. Now, what we offer to them, of course, it's the state-of-the-art wireless home security system, the latest, up to the trend, and then automated alarm system. You could monitor the system while you're not at home or while you're away. And then it has a very colorful keypad, and also it can be there's a lot of things you could customize with the new system right now because it is fully upgraded alarm system. And um, we offer them free equipment, free installation, and free activation. So the only thing that the homeowners are responsible for is the monitoring, which is of course going to be connected to the police, fire department, and paramedics 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Now this is
Hello,
the
everybody.
script.
Frank again.
Kindly listen.
I'm gonna go over the script with you guys real quick. I just want you guys to hear what it sounds like, the flow. Also want you guys to know why we do what we do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dive in, and I'm going to read it to you. Then I'm going to go over why we do what we do. Hello. Hi, this is Tom calling from American Home Security. How you doing today? Good. Basically, we're calling in regards to a free wireless home security and automation system that covers you in case of break-ins, fire, and medical emergencies. Now, you are the homeowner, right? Now, my goal by the end of the phone call is to get your home and family protected. But first, I'd like to ask you a quick question. What's more important to you, protecting your home, your family, or both? Okay. Well, since you're the homeowner, you do qualify for the promotion we're running today. So let me get my security expert on the line to get you more details about this promotion. If you don't like what you hear, there'll be no obligations on your part, okay? Now, my supervisor might ask if I was nice and polite to you on the phone today. And if they do, could you put in a good word for me? Let them know I need a raise, okay? All right, just stay on the line with me. Here we go. So, real short, real simple, guys. Can't get any easier than that. 30-second script, no price. You guys should be excited about that. So, obviously, the beginning of the script, we want to make sure that we identify yourself, ask the customer how they're doing. We wait for the answer. Once we get an answer, tell them why we're calling. Free wireless home security and automation system covers you in case of break-ins, fire, and medical emergencies. Now, you are the homeowner, right? They have to be the homeowner, guys. No renters, nothing. Nothing but a homeowner. Now, they can own their house, they can own their apartment, they can own their condo, they can own their trailer, as long as they own it. Okay? Now, don't talk to the brother of the homeowner or the mother of the homeowner. We're not looking for children who were translating because the parents don't speak English. That we're not looking for any of that, guys. Just to speak to the homeowner. They have to speak English. Okay? Now, if it's a married person, if they're married, if one owns it, that means the other one owns it. Okay? So you don't have to worry about that. Oh, my husband owns the house. That's fine. You guys are legally married, right? Not a problem. Now, my goal by the end of the phone call is to get your home and family protected. But first, I'd like to ask you a quick question. What's more important to you, protecting your home, your family, or both? Now, this right here is basically our buying question. Because when they tell you that they want to protect either their home, their family, or both, they're telling you that they're interested in the alarm system. All right? Right there is where the customer's either going to tell you they're not interested. Then you isolate the objection, overcome it. We'll go over that in the rebuttals portion. They might tell you, they already have an alarm system, which is fine. We'll go over that in the rebuttals. Or they might just give you your answer, which is, I'd like to protect both, which is usually your answer. Well, since you're the homeowner, you do qualify for the promotion we're running today. Let me get my security expert on the line, get you more details about this promotion. If you don't like what you hear, there's no obligations on your part. Of course, right? If they don't like what they hear, they don't have to do anything. If they like it, they have to get it. That's it. Now, my supervisor might ask if I was nice and polite to you on the phone today. And if they do, could you put in a good word for me? Let them know I need a raise, okay? That's a very important part, just because it's building some kind of rapport with the customer, getting them on your side. Also helping our closer on the other end. Just stay on the line with me. Here we go. Okay? So we need answers to where it says you are the homeowner, right? How are you doing today? Protect your home, family, or both, and no obligation on your part, okay? I need a raise, okay? So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the customer talks basically 5 times in this script. You want to make sure that you're getting from one part of the script to the other as fast as you can. Because the longer it takes for you to get from one part of the script to the other, the customer is going to interject and start talking. The reason is because the customer doesn't know when to talk. The only time the customer knows to speak is when you stop speaking. So every time it takes you too long to get to the next sentence, the next paragraph, to your rebuttal, back to your script, whatever the case is, even 1 second is too long, guys. You guys got to be on it fast, because you want to control the customer. And you can control the customer by not pausing where you're not supposed to pause, not taking too much time trying to get the right thing said. You have to be on top of your game. Okay? You only really want to pause 5 times, and that's when the customer's answering those 5 questions. Other than that, you know, should be movement happening. And that's going to conclude the script part. Pretty easy, guys. Thank you.
All right. So it was that was our script, and as what Sir Frank says, you need to speak to the homeowners only, not to their daughter, not to their sons, not to their relatives, but to the homeowners. It can be um, a mobile home, an apartment, a condo, um, anything as long as they own it. Okay, not a renter, but the owner itself. Okay, next is the right sequence of the call flow process. So since you're gonna be using an avatar, you'll only need to put the key codes in there to play the designated recording. So let me show you what our avatar looks like. Here, so this is what our avatar looks like. So there's the key code button, and there's an end button, and these are our numbers of key codes. So navigate through, and then familiarize and practice. So our script says you start with hello. So assuming you have an interested customer on the other line, so you first start with hello, and then you enter key code H, and after key code H, you press key code number 1, and it plays there the designated recorded message, and you need an answer, so you wait for the customers to respond. And after key code 1, you have key code 2, and then again you wait for the customer to respond. After that, you continue with key code number 3, and the same, you wait for the customer to respond to give you an answer, and you continue with number 4, and you wait again for the respond, and continue with number 5, and then again you wait for the answers, and then lastly key code number 6, and that's it. That's how easy, simple our call flow process for the non-voice home security campaign. So let me show you how we're going to do that using the avatar. So you start with hello. So you enter capital letter H there, and press enter.
Hello?
And next you continue with key code number 1.
Hi, this is Mark calling from American Home Security. How you doing today?
And you wait for the customer's answer or customer's response, and you continue with key code number 2.
Basically, we're calling in regards to a free wireless home security and automation system that covers you in case of break-ins, fire, and medical emergencies. Now, you are the homeowner, right?
After that, if you got an answer, continue with key code number 3.
Now, my goal by the end of the phone call is to get your home and family protected. But first, I'd like to ask you a quick question. What's more important to you, protecting your home, your family, or both?
So then again, you get an answer to that. You continue with key code number 4.
Well, since you are the homeowner, you do qualify for the promotion we're running today. So let me get my security expert on the line to get you more details about the promotion. If you don't like what you hear, there'll be no obligation on your part, okay?
So if you got an answer, continue with number 5.
Now, my supervisor might ask you if I was nice and polite to you on the phone today. And if they do, could you put in a good word for me? Let them know I need a raise, okay?
Okay, so if you get an answer to that, and then you press the last key code number 6.
Just stay on the line with me. Here we go.
All right, so let's do it again, assuming that I'm an interested customer.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, this is Mark calling from American Home Security. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Mark.
Basically, we're calling in regards to a free wireless home security and automation system that covers you in case of break-ins, fire, and medical emergencies. Now, you are the homeowner, right?
Yes, correct. I am the homeowner.
Now, my goal by the end of the phone call is to get your home and family protected. But first, I'd like to ask you a quick question. What's more important to you, protecting your home, your family, or both?
Of course, both.
Well, since you are the homeowner, you do qualify for the promotion we're running today. So let me get my security expert on the line to get you more details about the promotion. If you don't like what you hear, there'll be no obligation on your part, okay?
Okay, sure.
Now, my supervisor might ask you if I was nice and polite to you on the phone today. And if they do, could you put in a good word for me? Let them know I need a raise, okay?
Sure, I will.
Just stay on the line with me. Here we go.
Okay, so that's an example of the call flow process. So it's just very easy, very simple, and very easy to memorize. So let's continue. These
Hi
are
guys,
our
Frank here.
rebuttals.
I'm going to go over the alarm rebuttals with you. There's not too many of them. There's only 11, but you got to know these. The faster that you know these, the more money you're going to make, guys. It's just the way it works. The success is in the rebuttals. You know, the script you're going to read 500 times a day. You'll know that in your sleep. But it's how fast you can transition from the script to the rebuttals and back to script. That's where the money happens. If you take 1, 2, 3 seconds trying to find the right rebuttal or get back to your script, you're going to lose money. It's in speed of transition. Script, rebuttal, back to script. Okay? And you got to make sure it's the right rebuttal. I'm going to go over these for you step by step, and I'm also going to let you guys know why we do what we do. Alright, the first one you're going to use the most. I'm not interested. It's just the way it is. We do outbound cold calling, so a lot of people have auto responses. A lot of people just don't like salespeople or telemarketers. So the first thing you're going to hear is I'm not interested. Now, okay, I understand. May I ask why you feel that way? Now, you're doing that because you're trying to isolate the objection. You're trying to figure out why the customer is not interested, right? Makes sense. Other than that, is there anything else? Because once you figure out what they're not interested about, you want to make sure there's nothing else. You don't want to solve their problem and then there be another problem, and then solve that problem be another problem. You'd be here all day. And this is a relationship, guys. So, it doesn't matter, a relationship with your parents, a relationship with your children, a relationship with your friends is the same thing as a relationship with a customer. They all have basic foundation. And a lot of times you handle things similar. They're not exact. You're not in love with the customer, but you do have to care about them. And that's the foundation of the relationship. So, just like any other relationship, if somebody tells you they're upset with you or they're not interested in you, what are you going to do? Well, your first question is, why are you upset, right? Because you want to fix the problem. Well, the same thing here in alarms. When they give you an objection, like, I don't want to protect anything, or I'm not interested, or I already have a gun, whatever, I'm not interested. You know, okay, I understand. Let me ask why you feel that way. Oh, well, I've gotten these calls before, blah, 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 blah. Right? So, you want to isolate the objection. You want to pull it out of the customer. And sometimes these objections are tricky, guys. You got to be listening. When the customer tells you, I don't have time for this. That's an objection. They're telling you they're not interested. Or, hey, I don't want to protect my home or my family. They're telling you they're not interested. So you got to go into rebuttal number 1. Why do you feel that way? All right. So number 2 is your main rebuttal. This is where you transition to after rebuttal number 1. Usually, not every time, guys, because you got to listen. They might tell you, they're not interested because they already have an alarm system. That's a different rebuttal. But this one is rebuttal number 2 is for if they tell you, oh, well, I have a dog, or I have a gun, or I live in a safe neighborhood. I just don't need an alarm system. Neighborhood watch. Anything pretty much that they can tell you, you can fit into these blanks. Well, I understand that you have a dog. Most of our happiest customers felt the same way. I understand you have a gun. Most of our happiest customers felt the same way. It's not until after a break-in or fire that you'd feel otherwise. Don't you agree? Yeah, well, our state-of-the-art alarm system not only protects you against break-ins, but against medical and fire emergencies as well. Doesn't it make sense to have a piece of equipment in your home that'll send help when you need it? So what are we doing here? We're siding with the customer, letting them know that, people have been not interested before, and they've become our best customers. Because they're not thinking that it's until after a break-in or fire that you'd feel otherwise. Because when there's not an emergency, of course no one's like, oh, I need an alarm system. An alarm system's only there in case of a time of emergency. And when an emergency happens, better to have an alarm system to send help than not have one, right? Exactly. So, a lot of people also think that alarm systems are for burglary. Well, they're not. They're for if you need an ambulance or you need a fire truck too. You have a dog, you have a gun, sounds great, but they're not going to call 911 if you need an ambulance. They're not going to call 911 if, a gun's not going to help you if there's a fire, right? Exactly. So, doesn't it make sense to have a piece of equipment in your home that'll send help when you need it? Of course. Then you go back to your script, guys. Number 3, I already have an alarm system. Now, guys, this rebuttal is one of my favorite rebuttals because half of your money comes from rebuttal number 3. Half our money comes from people that don't have an alarm system, and half our money comes from people that already have an alarm system. Why? Well, half the people that already have an alarm system, they buy our product, they pay their bill on time, and they're interested. Somebody else has already sold them. That's why they have it. It's just your job to upgrade it. All alarm systems have to be upgraded, every 3 to 5 years. They're just like computers. You wouldn't go on the internet with a virus definition from 3 years ago, would you? Or 5 years ago, never updated, right? Of course not. You're going to get a virus. And the same thing with an alarm system. The panel that goes on the wall, and I'm sure you guys will watch videos on this, but there's a panel that goes on the wall, and that's how you turn it on and off, and it'll talk, is everything okay if the alarm goes off. It's a computer, guys. It's like a mini iPad you put up on the wall. You have to update it every 3 to 5 years. It needs new equipment. burglars come out with new things. Um, it just needs the brains of the equipment just need to be updated every 3 to 5 years. All right, so this is how we go into the rebuttal. That's great. Is it currently being monitored by your local police, fire, and paramedics? If yes, how long have you had your alarm system? If no, still, how long have you had your alarm system? Now, why do you ask if it's been currently monitored by your local police, fire, and paramedics? Well, because if it's not monitored, it means they just have the equipment, but it's not linked to anything. If it's monitored, monitored means that your alarm system is monitored by the local police, fire, and paramedics. Not monitored means it's like having a computer with no internet, basically. You're not connected to anything. Okay? How long have you had your alarm system? And this is how we know if it needs to be updated. If it's under 3 years, well, no worries. Thanks for your time. Goodbye. They don't need an update. If it's over 3 years, great. I'll make note of that. We'll remove all your old and outdated equipment, install our state-of-the-art alarm system, and get you set up with a warranty on all the equipment. And then you immediately go right back to your script, guys. Okay? Now, number 4. I'm happy with my system now. Hey, we provide free technology upgrades. A fully upgraded system at a better price. We're going to save you money and give you a much improved system. I know 5 minutes of your time is worth at least hearing about the promotion. I know that makes sense to you guys because it makes sense to me. You know, free technology upgrade, a fully upgraded system, and we probably give them a better price. Not bad. Save money and get a better system. That's worth 5 minutes of my time. Number 5, the reason the company runs this promotion. Okay, so this is where I read this rebuttal only after I've read rebuttal number 2, the main rebuttal, and I have nothing else to say, right? So I've read rebuttal number 1, I isolated the objection. I read rebuttal number 2, I try to overcome it, but the customer stopped me again. I wish I had something else to say. I don't have anything else to say, so then I read number 5. It's because this customer's just being skeptical. They don't see the value. If they're on the phone with you after you've read that long rebuttal, you've isolated the objection, you've read part of your script, and they didn't hang up on you, they're on the fence. It's just that they're skeptical and they don't see the value. So after you read rebuttal number 2, if they stop you again and you have nowhere to go, this is where you go. That's exactly the reason the company runs this promotion, to get your home and your family protected, hopefully before something happens. That makes sense, right? Of course it does. Who's going to say no to that? We found that most of our happiest customers called after they had an emergency in their home. At that point, it's too late. And that's why we're giving you this great opportunity. It's basically the proactive approach to protecting the biggest investment of your life. We know that a home with a monitored security system is a much safer environment than one without one. That makes sense, guys. And then go back to your script. It says go back to your script. Go back as fast as you can. You got to assume that that's okay. Don't ask these customers if it's okay. Just do exactly how the rebuttals say it. Read the rebuttal and go back to script. Don't ever throw an okay in there if you don't have to, because then you're not assuming the sale, you don't sound confident, and you're asking for a no. Okay, so just read the rebuttal and go back to script just like it says. Now, number 6, conditional response to any question, all buying questions. So this is what you use if they say, can I get a camera? You know, how long's the contract? Can I get an extra motion detector? Does the alarm come in pink? I don't care. As long as it's a buying question that doesn't have to do with price, number 6. That's a great question. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I'm fairly new. I wouldn't want to give you any wrong information. Allow me to finish explaining the promotion, and then I can have a technician answer that for you. Fair enough? Great. As I was saying, and you go right back to your script. Those ones are going to be easy, guys, because when they start asking you buying questions, that means they're interested. Nobody asks questions on something they don't want. Like if you're a guy and somebody asks you if you want Barbie dolls, you're probably not going to ask them, oh, well, can I get a blonde Barbie doll? Can I get a redhead Barbie doll? You probably don't care. You're just saying, whatever, you know. And if you're a girl and they ask you, hey, do you like, you like football? Do you like wrestling? You're not probably going to ask, oh, well, can I get this or that. You're not going to ask questions because you don't care. If the customer is asking you questions like, can I get a camera? How long's the contract? Can I get motion detectors? Does it come with a smoke detector? You know, if they start asking you questions like that, you have a fish on the line, guys. Read this rebuttal, go back to your script, get it over to the closing department immediately, because that's where the money's at. Rebuttal number 6 means money, okay? Now, number 7, need to speak to my spouse. All right, great. Are they available now? It's probably no. And the reason it's probably no is because need to speak to my spouse. Guys, they're telling you they're not interested. That's why we're just going to push through this rebuttal, as you'll see. Why would they really need to speak to their spouse? Protecting your home and family? Do you really need to ask your wife or your husband if that's a good idea? It's common sense. You know, it's like them going to the grocery store and buying a gallon of milk and saying, I got to call my husband or my wife. You don't have to call your husband or your wife. You buy the gallon of milk or the gallon of gas. You know, to protect your home and your family, nobody has to ask, hey, honey, do you think that's a good idea? Because everybody knows the answer. Of course it's a good idea. You know, but they're just trying to tell you no, and they're trying to put it off on somebody else so they don't look like the bad guy. So let's just push through this rebuttal, right? If they say yes, great, pitch them. You know, pitch the spouse, start all over. But most likely they're going to tell you no. Great, are they available now? No. Okay. Well, just so I know, how do you feel about protecting your home and family? What are they going to say? Oh, it's a bad idea. I don't want to protect my family. Of course not. If they're going to give you a positive response, great. I'm sure your husband or your wife will feel the same way. Okay? And then you assume it, go right back into your script. Don't say okay, nothing like that. Just go back into your script. Number 8, can I call you back? Can you call me back? Again, it's the same thing as the last rebuttal, guys. They're trying to tell you no politely. I mean, it's a 30-second script, no price. We're asking if we can protect your home and your family. Do you really think, you know, if I was saying, hey, I can protect your mother and your children, when do you think a good time to do that would be? Right now. Yesterday, right? Nobody says, oh, I'll protect my children next year, right? No, that's not, nobody says that. So when they tell you, I'll call you back, can you call me back? Are you too busy to protect your children? I mean, come on, guys. They're not telling you that. They're not telling you I'm too busy to protect my children. They're telling you no. It's an objection. Can I call you back? Can you call me back? Is an objection. All right, that's why we read this. This will only take a minute. If you like what you hear, great. If not, we'll hang up as friends. Fair enough? You know, because what you're doing there is you're disarming the customer, and you're getting them to agree to give you the opportunity to talk. You know, hang up as friends. Fair enough. They say yes, boom. You go right back to your script. Now you're allowed to talk. You know, they understand that they're engaging in a conversation. Number 9, how much is this going to cost me? Well, like I said, the equipment's free. So is the installation and activation of your new alarm system. The only thing you're responsible for is the monitoring. And that's what keeps you connected to the police, the fire department, and ambulances 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then go right back into your script, guys. How much is this going to cost me, number 9, is different than number 10. How much is the monitoring? How much is this going to cost me per month? The difference is how much is it going to cost me and how much is this going to cost me per month? Those are completely different questions, and that's why active listening is going to be very important, okay? So how much is this going to cost me? Nothing's free, blah, 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 anything like that, right? That's when you read this. Because the equipment's free, the installation's free, the activation's free. Only thing the customer is responsible for is the monitoring, and then you go into what monitoring means. The monitoring is what keeps you connected to the police department, the fire department, and the ambulance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Monitoring, just to give you an analogy, it's like internet connection. It's like somebody gave you a phone with no connection. It does nothing, right? What's it going to do for you? But once they connect it, now you can make phone calls. Well, it's the same thing with an alarm system. Just giving you the equipment, turning it on, and installing it does nothing if we don't monitor it, which means it connects to the police, fire department, and ambulance. And it's 24/7, okay? Now, number 10, how much is the monitoring, or how much is it going to cost me per month? It's a completely different question, guys. See, this one is it's only about $1 a day. I'm a little new here, so I'll have a technician call you back. They'll be able to answer any questions you have. Now, the customers sometimes try to knuckle you down on a price. Oh, it's $1 a day? Well, no, it's not $1 a day. It's about $1 a day. So they're going to ask you, oh, was it $30 a month? Never say yes or no right there, because you don't know. That they could get some crazy equipment, and it's still about $1 a day, but it's not $30 or $31 a day. It's not. Now, about $1 a day gives us a range between 30 and 60, right? It gives us that range. You don't know what the exact amount is, so you have to stick with that about $1 a day. Okay? If they ask you, well, what is it, $30 a month? Just reread the rebuttal. So I'll give you an example. How much is the monitoring, Frank? Oh, well, it's only about $1 a day. I'm a little new here, so I'll have a technician call you back. They'll be able to answer any questions you have. Well, Frank, is that $30 a month? You said it's $1 a day. Well, it's only about $1 a day. I'm a little new here, so I'll have a technician call you back. They'll be able to answer any questions you have. Well, don't you know? Is it $30 or it's not? Well, like I said, it's only about $1 a day, but I'm a little new here, so I'll have a technician call you back. They'll be able to answer any questions you have. And then just go back to your script, guys. You know? So, number 11, who are you? Well, we're the national monitoring company for home alarms. Basically, independent alarm companies in your area. Technology and prices vary in your state, so we help you save money and get fully upgraded for free to protect you and your family. So what do you have to lose to hear about the promotion for a few moments of your time? And just go back to your script. You're not saying okay. As soon as you're done with that, go right back into your script. All right, guys? So pretty easy on the rebuttals. All your frequently asked questions are right here. It's going to be up to you to be able to get to them as fast as you can and back to your script. All right, guys. That concludes that. Thank you.
Okay, so we have 11 rebuttals. So objections are just normal, guys, during the call. So I'd rather have objections rather than complete flat out hung up from the customer, because objections means the customers are giving you the chance to isolate those objections and overcome those objections. So they're giving you time to convince them, guys. So here are our rebuttals and its key codes. So first we have the I'm not interested rebuttal. So again, this is the most or uh, the most common objections coming from a customer. So in any part in the call, guys, whenever the customer would tell you that they are not interested, they don't want the alarm system, they don't need it, you have to press key code 25 first. For example, the customer would tell you, no, I'm not interested. I don't want an alarm system. So you need to press key code 25 first.
Okay, I understand. May I ask why you feel that way?
All right. So you ask them, guys, why do they feel that way? So why do we need to ask them that question? So that they would give us the true objection, the real objection. So we want to ask the question to get the real objection from them, the true objection from them. From there, we can take it from there, and then we could isolate the real objection and overcome the objection. So they might say, well, I'm not interested because I have dogs. They can protect us. Or they would say, I'm not protected because I'm living in a safe neighborhood. The police is just around the corner. We can just call 911. Or they might also say, well, we have guns. We can protect ourselves. So we don't need any alarm system. So there's a lot of real objections from there, guys. So, and then uh, we could take it from there. So, for example, they might say, that they already have for example, they might say that I don't need an alarm system because we have dogs. So if they would tell you that, guys, you press, that's the time that we could use the main rebuttal or the last resort general rebuttals. So in these rebuttals, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 key codes. So this is how you're going to use these 5 key codes. So that this is going to depend. This is going to you're going to use these key codes that depends on the real objection of the homeowners. So for example, the customer would tell you, well, I'm not interested because I got dogs. They could protect us. So you press key code 27 first, and you finish it up with 31, and you go back to the script where you left off. So this is how you're going to do it. So if you already asked the customer why do they feel that way, the customer would tell you, well, I'm not interested because I've got dogs, they could protect us. So you isolate it with 27.
Well, I understand you have a dog. Most of our happiest customers felt the same way. It's not until after a break-in or a fire that you'd feel otherwise. Don't you agree?
And you finish it up with 31.
Well, our state-of-the-art alarm system not only protects you against break-ins, but against medical and fire emergencies as well. Doesn't it make sense to have a piece of equipment in your home that'll send help when you need it?
And you go back to the script where you left off. Okay? So that's how you're going to use these rebuttals. So the same with key code 28. Whenever they would tell you that they have guns, so you use key code 28 and you finish it up with 31 and you go back to the script where you left off. The same also with key code 29. That's for safe neighborhood. Also, this is also for those who would tell you that the police is just around the corner, they could help us. So you use key code 29 and you finish it up with 31, and then you go back to the script where you left off. So key code 30 is for objections that they don't need any alarm system. They don't need it, they don't want it. So use key code 30 and finish it up with 31, and then you go back to the script where you left off. So that's how you're going to use the I'm not interested and the main rebuttals, guys. There. So you start with the isolation of the objection.
I understand that you have a gun. Most of our happiest customers felt the same way. It's not until after a break-in or fire that you'd feel otherwise. Don't you agree?
And you finish it up with 31.
Well, our state-of-the-art alarm system not only protects you against break-ins, but against medical and fire emergencies as well. Doesn't it make sense to have a piece of equipment in your home that'll send help when you need it?
And you go back to the script where you left off. Okay? So those are the I'm not interested and main rebuttals. So that's how you're going to use it. Next, we have the I already have an alarm system rebuttal. So the same also with I'm not interested. This rebuttal is also very common during calls because uh, mostly homeowners from the United States already have an alarm system. So even though they have an alarm system, guys, we can still cater those customers because we can upgrade their systems. Okay, and this is how you're going to use these rebuttals. So for these rebuttals, guys, take note that they could they could tell you that they already have an alarm system, the most common one, or they would tell you we already have an ADT, we already have Monitronics, we already have Vivient, we already have AT&T, we're safe, we're already safe and protected, we're all set. So if the customer would object something like that, that means they already have an alarm system. So if they would tell you that, guys, you need to press key code 32 first. 32.
Oh, that's great. Is it currently being monitored by your local police, fire, and paramedics?
Okay, and after that question, regardless if they would tell you yes or no, you continue with key code 33.
Well, how long have you had your alarm system?
Now, this is where you have to listen very carefully. So, in order for you to continue with the script, guys, the answer should be 3 years and above. Okay? So if it's 3 years and above, that means they qualify, guys. We could upgrade their system. So if it's 3 years and above, you continue with key code 35.
Great, I'll make note of that. We'll remove all your old and outdated equipment, install our state-of-the-art alarm system, and get you set up with a warranty on all the equipment.
Alright, so you could use or you could continue with the script if they already have the alarm system 3 years and above. If it's below 3 years, there's nothing you can do, guys. You cannot upgrade the system because it's still new. They're still under contract with the current company that they're in. So you have to end the conversation with key code 34. Okay? So that's how you're going to use the I already have an alarm system rebuttal. Next, I'm happy with my system now rebuttal. So even though you're done with the already have an alarm system and they would still object, they would still resist that I don't want to replace my alarm system. I'm satisfied with my alarm system. I'm loving my alarm system right now. Well, you can still have your last rebuttal or your last bullet, which is the key code 36. So they would tell you, no, I don't want to replace my alarm system. I'm very much satisfied with my alarm system. So you isolate that objection using key code 36.
We provide free technology upgrades, a fully upgraded system at a better price. We save you money and give you a much improved system. I know 5 minutes of your time is worth at least hearing about the promotion.
And then you go back to the script where you left off. So the faster you quickly respond, it should be less than 3 seconds, guys. So you need to respond quickly to the objection. And then you go back to the script where you left off. That means you are in control of the conversation, guys. You need to be the one to be in control, not the other way around. Okay? So that's I'm happy with my system now rebuttal. Next, we have the reason the company runs the promotion, or the reason the company runs this promotion. So for these rebuttals, guys, we have two key codes in there. And then whenever a customer, you have already isolated those not interested, so you were able to give key code 25, you were able to give 27, 28, 20, 29, or whatever key code that you have isolated those real objections, and they're still not convinced, they still resist, they still object, they still give you objections. And then this is where you're going to use the reason the company runs this promotion rebuttal. So this is going to be your last push, your last bullet for them to be or rather for you to convince the customer, because they are being skeptical. Okay, so they don't see the value of having the alarm system. So you have to press key code 37 and you finish it up with 38, and then you go back to the script where you left off. So you start with 37.
That is exactly the reason the company runs this promotion, to get your home and your family protected, hopefully before something happens. Now that makes sense, right?
And you finish it up with 38.
We found that most of our happiest customers called after they had an emergency in their home. At that point, it was too late. That's why we're giving you this great opportunity. It's basically the proactive approach to protecting the biggest investment of your life. We know that a home with a monitored security system is a much safer environment than one without one.
And you go back to the script where you left off. Okay, so when a customer is being skeptical, don't see the value of having an alarm system, you can still have your last resort, last bullet, last push with the reason the company runs this promotion rebuttals. Okay, remember that, guys. Next, we have the conditional response to any questions. So all buying questions. So whenever customer have questions, whenever a customer has questions regarding the alarm systems, guys, as long as it's not about the monitoring, as long as it's not about the costing, then this is where you will use key code 39 and key code 40. So these are your conditional response to any questions, rebuttals, key codes. So whenever a customer would ask you anything, just anything, whatever, as long as it is regarding about the alarm system, they might ask you how many cameras are you going to install, or what kind of door sensors are you going to install, how long will the contract be, when is the installation, or how many equipments are you going to install, what kind of alarm system are you giving to us. So those kinds of questions just surrounding the alarm system or regarding about the alarm system, you could answer those questions, or you could isolate those questions with key code 39 and key code 40, and then you go back to the script where you left off. Okay, this is how you're going to use it. You start with key code 39.
That's a great question. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I am fairly new. I wouldn't want to give you any wrong information. Allow me to finish explaining the promotion, and then I'll have a technician answer that for you. Fair enough?
And finish it up with
Great,
40.
as I was saying.
And go back to the script where you left off. All right? Next. the need to speak to my spouse rebuttal. So, when they're married, guys, what the wife owns is owned by the husband also, and vice versa. What the husband owns is owned by the wife also. So technically, they are just legally they are considered as one. So there are instances that the other spouse would pick up the phone and they would tell you that you need to talk to my husband first, or you need to talk to my wife first. So this is how you're going to handle those kinds of objections. So you start with key code 41. You ask them, okay, great, are they available now? So most commonly they would answer you. Usually they would answer you no, they're not around. So if they would answer you no, you continue with key code 42. Okay? Again, if they would answer you no to question 41, you continue with key code 42. You ask them, now, just so I know, how do you feel about protecting your home, your family? And you wait for their response, guys. You wait for their answers. So if they would answer you positively to that question, you continue. You either use 43 or 44. So great, I'm sure your wife or your husband will feel the same way. Or great, I'm sure your husband will feel the same way. So this is how you're going to use that. So for example, the one who picks up the phone is the wife. Yes, I'm the wife. Me and my husband are the homeowners, but you need to speak to my husband first. So you press 41.
Okay, great. Are they available now?
And the wife would tell you, no, he's not around. So you continue with 42.
Well, just so I know, how do you feel about protecting your home and family?
Of course, it's very important. So you would acknowledge that using key code 44.
Great. I'm sure your husband feels the same way.
Okay? So that's how you're going to use the need to speak to my spouse rebuttal. So for instance, guys, in key code 41, they would answer you, yes, my wife is available, yes, my husband is available. So you start all over again. You start to the very beginning of the script. If you're able to get a hold of them. Okay? Just like that. Next, we have the can I call you back or can you call me back rebuttal. So this rebuttal, guys, you can use this rebuttal whenever a customer would tell you that they don't have time to talk to you. So they would tell you that I'm very busy, I don't have a lot of time, I don't have enough time to talk to you, I've got an appointment to go to, or I still have a lot of things to do here, so just give me a call back, or just give me your callback number and I'll be the one to call you. So whenever the customer would show you or give you those kinds of objections, guys, you handle those objections with key code 45. And after key code 45, you go back to the script where you left off. Okay? So that's key code 45.
This will only take a minute. If you like what you hear, great. We'll hang up as friends. Fair enough?
Okay, so in any part of the call, if they would tell you that they don't have time to talk to you, they're very busy, so you handle those objections with key code 35, key code 45, I mean, and then you go back to the script where you left off. So just very obvious, just very simple and very easy. Next, how much is this going to cost me? So whenever a customer would tell you or ask you the costing, like how much this is going to cost me, is this for free? Also, I don't have any money, I can't afford it right now. or are you sure that this is free? As long as it is in regards to money matters, guys, or financial matters objections, you isolate that objections with key code 46. Okay, and after key code 46, you go back to the script where you left off. So, customer would tell you perhaps, I don't have any money. I can't afford it right now. Are you sure that this is free? Is this for free? How much is this going to cost me? You handle those kinds of objections with key
Like I
code
said, the equipment's
46.
free, so is the installation and activation of your new alarm system. The only thing you're responsible for is the monitoring, and that's what keeps you connected to the police, fire department, and ambulance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
All right? And you go back to the script where you left off. So, moving forward, we have rebuttal number 10. How much is the monitoring, or how much is this going to cost me per month? So this is more specific because they want to know the monitoring, the costing of the monitoring, or the costing per month. Usually, customers ask these questions. That means they already have experience having the alarm system. They already know the procedure, they already know the process, they already know that there is a payment for the monitoring. So they want to ask you the specific amount for the monitoring and the costing per month. So you handle those objections with key code 47, and you go back to the script where you left off.
That's a great question for the specialist. I don't want to give you any wrong information. Allow me to finish explaining the promotion, and I'll have my specialist answer that for you. Fair enough?
Okay, and then you go back to the script where you left off. And lastly, guys, we have the who are you rebuttals. For the who are you, of course, if they will ask you who you really are, or you could also use this rebuttal if they would ask you where are you calling from, why do you keep on calling me. So you can handle those objections with this rebuttal, which is key code 48, and you go back to the script where you left off. So they would ask you, who are you, who are you, or why do you keep on calling me, or where did you get my number? So you handle those objections with
We're the
48.
national monitoring company for home alarms. Basically, independent alarm companies in your area. Technology and prices vary in your state, so we help you save money and get fully upgraded for free to protect you and your family. So, what do you have to lose to hear about a promotion for a few moments of your time?
And after that, you go back to the script where you left off. So that's just how simple it is. Just very easy, right? So those are our main 11 main rebuttals you could use, guys, to handle the objections and isolate those objections, and of course overcome those objections. So you need to quickly respond to the homeowners. It should be less than 3 seconds, and then you go back to the script where you left off. So the faster you quickly respond to the customer, the better it is that you're in control of the call. All right. Next. So aside from 11 main rebuttals, guys, we have here short responses that could help you answer the question of the homeowners, or that would make the call conversational, for the customer not to find out that they're only talking to a recorded voice, or a machine. So we're just gonna handpick some important short responses here, or we could go through all these short responses. So you have there key code 49. You could use this whenever a customer would ask you, are you a robot, or are you really a live person, or you sound more like a recording machine. So you could handle that questions with key code 49.
Well,
Key code
actually, I'm
49.
talking you through a computer, but you have been talking to a live person this entire time.
Okay, so you also have there key code 50, which is are you the owner? And 51, are you there? 52, as I've mentioned, the code is absolutely free of charge. 53, can I speak to the person who speaks English? So 53, you can use key code 53 whenever you're hearing that the person in the other line does not speak English, or doesn't speak English too good. So you need to look for someone that could speak and understand English. You could use key code 53 on that. And you have two, can we continue key codes. So they're just the same but differ in delivery. So you have their 54 and 55.
Can we continue?
So that's
Can we
54
continue?
and 55. You have two options. And then you have 56. Can we keep our conversation polite, please? So whenever you're hearing that the customer on the other line is using bad words, or becoming rude to you on the call, so you could ask them, can we keep our conversation polite, please? You could use key code 56 on that. And you could also use another, you have there key code 57. Can you confirm to me your address and zip code again? And key code 58, can you repeat that, please? Key code 59, can you say that one more time? Key code 60, can you speak English? Key code 61, do I sound that bad? 62, do you mind speaking up? 63, don't hang up. 64, don't worry, this is a no obligation free code. And then you have their key code 65 exactly. And you have two fantastic key codes, which is 66 and 67. Key code 68G. Sorry, I did not know. I don't want to get fired. Make sure you are on our do not call list. So key code 68, you can use this whenever a customer is becoming irritable on the other line and wants to be put on the do not call list. So you can end the call using 68. And then key code 69, good. Key code 70, good for you. Key code 71, good morning. Key code 72, great. Key code 73, great. Now it looks like all our specialists are on the phone right now. So instead of having you just sit on hold, I'm going to have one of them call you back in the next 1 or 2 minutes. Okay? So you could use key code 73 whenever you're in the part where you're about to transfer the customer to the closer, and the customer has already been waiting in the line for more than 30, 40, or up to a minute. You could use key code 73 as your formal exit. And then you also have their key code 74, which is for hello with a question mark. And key code 75, hold on a sec, just a sec. Key code 76, how are you today? Key code 77, I absolutely apologize. We called you. I will remove your number immediately. Have a great day. So this is for those customers asking for DNC. They'd like to be put on the DNC list. Key code 78, I agree. Key code 79, I'm having trouble hearing you. Can you speak a little slower? Key code 80, I can't answer personal questions. So obviously, guys, we cannot answer if customers would ask you personal stuff. There's no way that we could answer them correctly because we don't have any key codes for your personal answers, guys. Okay, so for them to stop asking personal questions, you could use key code 80 or key code 82. So we cannot key code 80, I can't answer personal questions, or key code 82, I can't discuss personal details on a conversation with a potential client. Okay, so that they would stop asking you personal stuff and you could continue with the script. So key code 81, I can't accept incoming calls here, but I can get you to someone who can schedule a phone appointment with you, okay? Key code 83, I just need the information to continue. Key code 84, I know you're busy. This will only take a couple of minutes. Let's continue, okay? And key code 85, I understand. Key code 86, I understand you're busy. I just have a quick question, okay? And key code 87, I'm a real person. Can you hear me okay? So 87, the same goes with key code 49. So when they're asking if you're a real person or a robot and stuff like that. Key code 88, I'm really sorry. Key code 89, I'm sorry. Key code 90, I'm sorry, I can't hear you clearly. We'll call you back. Key code 90, when the line is not okay, or when the line is either the customer's line or your line is breaking up, so you can't be able to hear properly, you can't be able to understand, so you can use key code 90 for formal exit. And 91, I have a specialist go over that with you, okay? 92, I'll make sure our records are updated and you don't get a call again, okay? So again, 92 is for DNC customers. 93, is that okay? 96, it's all right. 97, just one more minute. And you have there three kinds of laugh key codes. So you have there 98, 99, and 100. So different kinds of laugh. 98, 99, and 100. Okay. And 101, let me ask you a couple of questions. 102, let me transfer you to someone who can schedule a callback. 103, nice. 104, no. 105, another no. 106, no problem. 107, no problem at all. I just have them call you back at a later time because there's an audio glitch. 108, no, I'm a real person. Maybe we have a bad connection or because I'm assisted by a pre-recorded audio. Sorry about that. 109, okay, that was not clear. Can you say that again? 110, okay, 111, okay, we'll give you a call back some other time. Goodbye. 112, okay, please hold on one moment while I get the specialist. Please stay on the line, okay? 113, okay, when do you think is the best time to call back? And can I please get your name for my record? And I will have one of the staff call you again in a better time. 114, perfect. 115, sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you. Could you please say that again? 117, sorry to hear that. Maybe I can make your day better. 119, sure. 120, thank you. 121, thanks for asking. 123, thanks for giving me a minute of your time. 125, that's fine, don't worry. You have two kinds of that's good to hear key codes, which is 126 and 127. 128, that's great. 131, they will be with us shortly. 132, uh-huh. 133, we are not allowed to give out our exact address. So you could use 133, guys, whenever a customer would ask you where you calling from exactly, what state, what place, what area, what address. So they might ask you your exact address, but um, of course, we cannot answer that specifically, so you could handle that question with key code 33. So key code 34, we just need this information to continue. And you also have there key code 135. We purchase data from different resources, and I absolutely apologize. We contacted you and will add you to our do not call list immediately. So 135 is for those DNC customers again. And you have there 136. Wow. 138, yes. 139, yes, that's all right. 140, you are not under any obligation. My job is to qualify you for this offer, that's all. And key code 141, you are talking to a live person, but to ensure the information is accurate, I'm using pre-recorded audio messages. The same also with key code 49. You could also use key code 141. You have there 142, you qualify. 143, I'm fine. 144, I'm doing great. 145, I'm good. 146, I'm doing great, thanks for asking. 147, I totally understand. 148, I'm sorry to hear that. 149, my name is Mark. 150, this is Mark. And 151, yeah, my complete name is Mark. I forgot the last name, guys, but 151 is you could give your complete name as an avatar. So you have there three kinds of names answers. You have 141, my name is Mark. 150, this is Mark. And lastly, 151, the complete name of Mark. Next, 152. Would you be interested in receiving a free wireless home security and automation system for your protection as well as your family? 153, do you own the home that you're living in? So if you cannot understand clearly if they're the homeowner or not, so you could verify that again using key code 153. Do you own the home that you're living in? And you have their key code 154. I completely understand. 155, I totally agree. 156, good afternoon. 157, what was that again? 158, the weather here is partly cloudy and about 80 degrees. So they might ask you how is the weather down there. So you could handle that question with 158. So, and then you have 159. This is Mark calling from Home Security. How are you doing today? And you have two, can I speak to them? Key codes 160 and 161. 162, good to hear. 163, that's great. 164, amazing. 165, it sounds so good to be through that dogs and guns are great, but you cannot let them call 911 in case of emergency, right? And 166, we're calling the homeowners in your area to generate visibility for our company. You are the homeowner, right? So 166, guys, you can use this key code if customer would ask you, where are you calling from? Why do you keep on calling me? So this is also the same with key code 48. So remember that one of the main rebuttals, the who are you rebuttal, which is key code 48, that rebuttal can handle objections like, why do you keep on calling me, or where did you get my number, or who are you? So the same also with 166. You can handle all those objections or all those questions with 166. So the difference is 166 is just the shorter version, and key code 48 is the longer version. So either which, they are the correct key codes to handle those objections. And then 167, actually, this is not a sales call because we are from the advertising department, and what we're doing is just a live promotion. So 167 is for questions like, is this a sales call, or are you selling me something? So those kinds of questions can be handled by key code 167. Okay? So let's move forward. We also have there key code 168. Thanks for your time. By 169, I'm calling from home security office. 170, when was the last time your alarm upgraded? 171, have you had your alarms over 3 years? Okay, so take note of 171, guys, because there's instances where when you ask the homeowner how long have they had the alarm system, they would answer you bluntly in generalized form. Well, we have the alarm system for a long time now, a couple of years now, so you don't know the exact duration. He could ask them with key code 171. Have you had your alarm for over 3 years? If yes, then you could continue. If no, then let go. And then you have there 172. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And then 173. You are the homeowner, correct? 174. Can I speak to the homeowner, please? 175, just to verify, is that above 3 years? So 175, the same thought with 171. You just need to confirm if it's over 3 years. So 176, I'm looking for the homeowner. 177, are you renting? 178, do you already have an alarm system? 179, can I speak with your mom? Or 180, can I speak with your dad? 179 and 180, guys. These two short responses, you could use this whenever you're hearing that the person on the other line is a minor or a child or a kid. So there's no way that you would be able to get legal decisions from a minor or from a kid or from a child. So you need to look for their mom or their dad, so you could ask them with key code 179 or key code 180. Next is 181, that I was nice and polite with you on the phone. And lastly, you have their key code 182. That's okay. As part of the promotion, we give you complete ownership of the equipment. So if you move, we will move and reinstall the system for you anywhere in the United States for free. So 182, guys, take note. You could use this key code whenever a customer would tell you that they have plans to move or to get a new home. So you could use key code 182 for that. Next. So I know it's a lot, guys. there's a lot of key codes, but believe me, when you're getting used to it, it will going to be just very simple for you. So, of course, it's very challenging at first, but if you're very dedicated to it, if you're really into it, if you give your heart to it, to practice, memorize, and familiarize these rebuttals and these key codes together with the script, and then that's the time you're going to be successful in this campaign, guys. This is just going to be easy. All right. So next, um,